Hi guys, it's me Karen. I've come back to do part 2 of the Coloring Haven Animal Wonderland special. We're doing the little cupboard picture. Let me find it again. Here we go. We did the little animals yesterday. I need to get a piece of cardstock to go behind there. Not as easy as it looks. Should have gotten it out earlier. Well, I've got stuff all over the place here again, of course, because I started the picture yesterday, and you know me. Everything stays on my desk until the picture is done. And I do that so I can put all the pencil names down in the description box and always have them out to reuse if I need to. Okay. So, there we go. We did the mice, and we did the chicks, the chicken, the bunny, the little froggy, and we have not finished the bee yet. I'm going to do the bee with colored pencils on top, because we're going to add some black in here, and I just don't think the Inktense will get it black enough. I need to get some black pencil on there, but we're going to add, I think I had the Indian ink out here, or a blackish color. What do I have? Must be the bad Paynes Grey. So let's see. I got ink black. We're going to put a little of that on him as a base coat. So we'll go ahead and start with him. I'll get you down a little bit better so you can see what I'm doing. Yeah, scoot him over a little more towards the light here. So we're going to add the black in here. And then down his little stripes. And we'll add that in, and then when we use pencil, we will, just the one I was using yesterday. When we do pencil, we'll get him a little better shading, and that is gonna just seep out with water. So in we go. Okay, so he has a little bit of black in him. We're also going to do a little bit more work on our little mama chick here. And we're going to bring in a little saddle brown. Most of the time I will use a plastic sheet, which is a cutting sheet that you can get at the dollar store. And I'll color on it and use it, but I'm going to just touch a little bit, because you can use these pencils both ways. I kind of prefer using it more as a watercolor way to activate it, but sometimes I need it in a specific area that I would prefer just to use it as a pencil. And then add water. And I want to use I'm speaking well this morning. A drier brush. So I have a washcloth just off to the side here. And we'll add that in and then dry the brush off. I am not squeezing the brush. I am just letting the water flow from this and drying it. When it starts to get a little wetter than I like. There we go. She's a little bit darker. We're going to bring in, not the ink black, I wanted the, was right here just a second ago. Bark. So I'm going to put a little of that on the plastic sheet. And when I say a little, I just mean just a touch, because we're just going to pick some of that up. Wipe it off a little bit. I don't want too much, and we're just going to add it in here. Too much water there. We'll leave that alone. Okay. Let it dry. You can help it out a little bit by dabbing it up a little bit. Okay. We're going to, like I said, work on the, like the towels, the cloth, and the hot pads and that kind of stuff. And I think I want kind of a, we're going to do this one here with the apples. I'm going to take out some tan, and we're going to put it on our palette here with some of the antique white. So we're going to mix our own color. Kind of want it to have a very light beige color, I guess is what you can call it. Okay. I think these are apples. And we're going to do this one here the same way. And just bring it down. Just making it darkest up here. Around the fruit here. Okay, that's one. Let's see what we have. We have kind of a doily here. So we're going to add in a little more white. And if this was like crocheted, it would be crocheted and leaving areas open. Or if it's even a paper type doily, these areas would not be colored. So I'm just going to go around those little dots. Okay, get this over here, but aiming for kind of an ecru color, which is an off-white. Sorry, a little more white. I'll grab some of that. Okay, a little shadow underneath these pots. And we'll let that one be. We have another one here. This one I'm going to make pink because I have some pink here. I will need to throw some white down on it. So it's the crimson we used. And we're just going to throw the white on it. And do this one kind of in a pink color. Around the edge. I always tend to go a little lighter when I'm putting down the color because you can always go back over it and add darkness, but you really cannot take it away when you're working with Inktense. So if you want to darken an edge, you can just go back in and darken it. Oh shoot, I'm so sorry. I didn't even let you see what I was doing. So it's just white and the crimson, and we just went in with a very light coat, and I'm just darkening areas that I want to have a little more color in them. Like under the dishes, you're going to have a shadow. And I want to blend it out a little bit, so we just blend it with the water and the brush. Okay, so we have a pink one. We're going to bring those pink stripes right down into this. I call it a towel, like a tea towel. We have to get down there a little bit better. This is a tiny area. There we go, so we'll have a stripe there. And then we have to pick something up at the top that could be this color too. Because I like threes. Well, we're going to have the cherries red. So we'll have to think about that one. I'm going to have these little flowers on here that can be a redder color. Hot pads have got to have some color in them. We're going to figure out that. Cups and things all have to be in different colors. Hold on a second. Okay, now I got out 2 shades of blue. What did we have here? One of them is the dark indigo, and the other one is the dark ultramarine, and of course the white again. And I also have Paynes Grey here. So we're going to add some blue in here somewhere. And I thought I'd go up here to this picture. And I'm going to make the picture kind of a gray, and then I'll make like this thing here blue, so I can add blue down below. So we're going to first start off with the Paynes Grey with a little white. The same coloring as we did with the little mouse down below. And we're going to darken up the handle here a little bit. Go down the side underneath the plums. Yeah, down here. Then we're going to lighten that up and just bring a little tiny bit of that color in here to the other side. And we're going to darken up this side a little bit. Down at the base. And then just under this here where it kind of cricks. Okay, now this is like a little glass jar, and we're going to throw in some of the, what did I call this blue? Dark ultramarine. I probably should have a lighter color because I just keep mixing everything with the white. And we're going to throw some of that in here. On one side of that line, like the deep impression part. And then while that's wet, I'm just going to add water and hopefully drag that color out a little bit. Okay, do the same thing on the top. And then just with the water. do that. Let's see if we can get some of that in there too. Just going to add a little bit more at the top up here. This is the same blue that we used to put up in the little bee's wing. So, I mean, you can't really see it there, but it's there. Your eye will see it even if you can't. Okay. So we have a little like glass blue bowl. So we'll have blue. I know it's not terribly blue, but blue enough. I think I'll make this little egg dish here for little chickens. I'm going to make it a blue-gray, so I'm going to mix this blue with some of this Paynes Grey here and some of the white. And we're going to come down this side. Don't have enough water. There we go. And then the inside of the cup, the darker gray. There we go. So we'll have a blue and a blue. And what down here should we do? We'll do this little guy here. And then again in the middle, we're going to darken it. Okay, so we have those three colors. Did I not let you see that? I'm so sorry. So we made the pot the same as we did this one up here, except for we added blue. I'm going to lift the camera. The page is really long, and I don't know, I'm not getting the top and the bottom. So I just mixed the two colors and put it in on this side and then lightened it with water coming over. Did the top and the handle. I'm going to throw some honey in here. So we're going to use the saddle brown and this burnt orange, and we're going to mix those together and try to come up with a honey color. I'm going to throw in a little white. There we go. And I think it's honey, so I'm going to make it honey. So we're just going to add it in and tilt the brush backwards and throw some water in that. Try to keep most of that off to one side. There we go. I'm going to get a little on the honey stick. And we might want to make that just a little browner. Just going to throw in some bark over here on this side. Let it dry and see what color that comes out to. Remember that we're going to go over this with pencil, so it's not going to be as light as you see it. And I haven't used the Inktense in a while, so I want to make sure it's lighter because I cannot take it away, but I can add to it. Let's see, hot pads. We've got the blue going. I should bring down some of the green, so I'm going to make one of those green. Same color as the frogs. We still have it here on the palette, so that was the apple green is the light color, and the, what is it? Beech B-E-E-C-H green. Anyway, darken the light. So we're going to go with probably the dark tone. Get it nice and wet and do one of these in dark green. So add the green, and then I just tilt the water down and try to blend that in. Then we'll add the lighter green on this side and bring that up. Okay, and we'll throw some blue in the green here and do this one in a bluish green. A little darker. So a light green and a dark green. Okay, we're going to see how those turn out. I like kind of that color for a dish up here. I like that bowl plate up there, so we're going to use that, which was the green and this little blue. And I'm going to go around the edges here. Then I'm going to turn the book a little so we can get the other side of the plate. I'll have to let that dry so I can see what it's doing. I don't want to, and it looks like I am peeling the paper a little bit, but we can fix that with a pencil. Okay, and we're going to add the little spoon down here. I'm going to make gray. So we're going to add the white and the Paynes Grey together. Add water, whereas my brush is not very wet. And make a little silver spoon. That has to be brown, the stick, but we'll worry about that later. I've got to let this dry, so I'll be back in a little bit. Okay, not quite dry, but I was looking at it, and this plate actually goes into this glass here. So we're going to add it before it disappears, the color that I made. So I'm just going to go down in here and put that in the glass real light. There. And I think it shows up. It will when it dries. It'll be as light as this, but you'll know it's there. Don't want to go too dark, but I go dark down here too. There, because I put it down here. Should have put it over there. Anyway, back to drying. Okay, we're back. Most of it's dry, but I want to add some pink up here too. So we have pink down in the towel as a line. We have a pink cloth there, and I think I'm going to make this little guy over here pink, just to bring some of that up. This is the crimson we used on the other one, and we're just going to paint like, oh, I don't know, just down the lines here. Keep the color on the tip of the brush so it goes down that side, and lean the brush back and it'll give you a variation. Okay, the dish top, we're going to do the same thing, keep the color on the tip. And there we go. So we'll have the pink one. These two are glass, so we're going to avoid those. Do that with the glass the bunny's in. That sounded weird. The glass. I'm going to do the little dish here that the chicken is in the pink too. So I'm just going to go on the side of the dish here. My mama has a collection of pink depression glass, and she actually has a dish that has a chicken. It's a top, glass bottom. I think it's a butter dish. I'm not sure. We weren't really allowed to play with them when we were kids. But it was about this round and about, oh, probably that tall. So the chicken would come off and you would have whatever was in the bowl. And I think she used it as a butter dish until she got a different butter dish, which I giggle only because us kids, I have an older brother and a younger brother, and I was the middle child. We would do the dishes. One of us would wash, one of us would rinse, one of us would dry. Or one of us would wash, one of us would dry, and one would put them away. Depending on the day, and we circulated our jobs. Sorry, I needed a sip of tea. And that little butter dish, the second one she got, would need to be washed every now and then. And it's glass and slippery when you get it in the hot water with the butter on it. And I remember that, and I don't remember which one of us did it, but one of us broke that dish, so all three of us had to pool our money in to buy her a new one. And when you collect depression glass, It's not that easy to find the piece that you broke. Yeah, that one took us a while. And then we refused to wash her dishes again, the depression glass dishes, because we'd have to save up our allowance money to pay for it. And that was a big deal back then. Okay, I have green here and green in the frog, but I do need green somewhere else. And I thought maybe we would do green about here. And we mixed a green and mixed it into a blue and mixed these. So I'm just going to pick up these two colors. That is the Beech green and the apple green. And we're going to do, I'm going to do this cup here. And we're going to do these plates. Give them some green plates. We'll do all these cups. Okay, we're going to let that dry. So now we have green in 3 spots, we have the blue in a couple spots, we have the pink. And so far that looks good. So I think I'm going to end it right now. Let it finish completely drying. Sorry for the wiggling of the camera. And flatten it out a little bit. I'm just going to put it under, after it dries, I'm going to put it under a little bit of weight. I have a ream of copy paper. It's 500 sheets. It's pretty heavy. So it will flatten out the page a little bit. And then we'll be back in, part 3. We'll do a few more of the dishes, add some color to the fruit, figure out what color. I'm going to do the cupboard completely, and then we're going to get down to some pencil work. So, see you in part 3. Take care, everyone. Thanks for watching. Bye now.